come on in.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you? Good. Nice to see you
Addie,
again.
yeah. How'd you enjoy the game?
It was great. We won, of course,
I'm hoping that we're going to take this energy into the Missouri game this weekend.
Definitely.
It's homecoming. It's a big game. A lot of people going to be here.
Go Dogs.
So to start off with, I just wanted to give you my card real quick. It's got my cell phone number, my email, just in case that you have any questions after this meeting, you need to contact me. It's all on there.
Okay.
So we have about 20 minutes today, is that right?
Yes.
I know that you're a busy lady and have a 10:30 meeting, so I'm going to try to get you out of here as soon as possible. And does anyone else need to be here in this meeting, or?
No, right now I'm the IT specialist, so it'll just be me today.
Okay, awesome, sounds good. And also, do you mind if I take notes real quick?
No, go ahead.
Okay, awesome. I just want to make sure that we get everything down and make sure that y'all are satisfied. So a quick rundown of the agenda. Want to learn just a little bit more about Yeti, see how y'all's sales process is going, how you're talking within the company, make sure everything's running smoothly, and make sure that your CRM system is up to date. And then secondly, we can go into some of the stuff that Salesforce does and maybe offer a solution and hopefully come to a deal.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so just to start off with, can you describe y'all's sales process right now?
Yes. So we have some outside salespeople that go to the different retailers and different distributors that distribute our products, and they actually have a handheld device in that they go and that they put the orders in manually. It's a pretty big, chunky device.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So old school method.
Yes.
So are those tracked all on one system? Like, how does that?
Mm-hmm. So our sales are tracked in one system.
Okay.
But then we have, for the analysis and for like the customers, is on another separate system because our sales system couldn't keep up with everything that we have right now.
That's definitely seems a little difficult, going back and forth between them. Does everything normally run smoothly with that?
No, actually, since the handheld devices are a little dated, they tend to crash a lot, and we lose data, or sometimes I have to. The salespeople have to put the orders in with pen and paper because their machine isn't working, and we have to call the tech team, and it's just a lot of time lost.
So it's just kind of unreliable.
It's very unreliable, and those two systems, the sales one with the device, it crashes all the time. And sometimes the tech team can't help us because there are so many employees in the company that use those devices. Then it's just a mess. It's really unreliable, especially in the field.
Yeah, I would imagine so, especially because y'all have grown so much.
Yeah.
Is $450 million in revenue? That's an accurate number?
Well, actually, it's a bit more than that right now. We're at 468.
Okay, yeah. Well, y'all have been growing massively, and it just seems like it's one of those things that if you're growing that much, then that can be very frustrating trying to keep all that info in.
It is, yeah. It's wonderful to grow, so much, but our current systems that we have, especially with the salespeople, it's just not working. Like I mentioned, it's crashing. It's unreliable, and the clunky device, it just looks really bad.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not good.
The customer doesn't always want to see something like that, and
right.
Especially if it's crashing or something, and you need to get the orders in and out. Would you say that having this device and trying to keep track of all this, has that led to like a loss at all in orders or revenue?
Yeah. For sure. The customers are busy as well. So if our system continues to crash, then they get frustrated and they end up, having to do something else while the salespeople are trying to figure out how to fix the device or call the tech team and stuff like that. So I would estimate it's about an 8% loss in sales.
Really?
Just because, the customer gets frustrated, or there is just, the data is just not correct on the device and it just crashes. It leads to about an 8% loss.
That seems like there's definitely a lot of time wasted with that. Just trying to keep track of it.
Yes.
So, secondly, I want to go in, what does y'all's CRM system look like? You said that y'all are using 2 systems. Is one of those for sales and another one is to keep track, or how does that work?
Yes. So right now the sales one is strictly for sales. It's strictly just doing that, but it's not a very, advanced system, so I can't really analyze. And
is it more of like, sorry to interrupt you, but is that more to analyze growth, or is that purely just tracking sales? Like, can you see certain trends, or is it?
No, it's actually purely tracking sales. To see the trends, we actually have to, do the math ourselves and just track it on our own, because all it has there is the information, but we can't analyze that information. It's just the information. And in the other system, it has our customer data, who the customers are, how much they sell. Like I said, because the sales system doesn't have the capacity to do that, and the customer system doesn't have the capacity to keep track of sales, so we had to have 2 in order to.
Is that a lot to keep up with?
It is. I have to keep on going back and forth between the 2 systems, and sometimes both of them crash, sometimes one of them crash, so that's just leads to a waste of time on every day, not just for me, but for the salespeople and for all the people who need to, access that.
Yeah, it's definitely, it seems frustrating using both of those systems. How much time would you say that you're losing, per week, I guess, because of this?
Okay. So I would say between all the calling, all the emails, calling the tech team, trying to go back and forth between the systems when they crash, I would say about 10 to 15 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
That's just, that seems like it's almost a couple full work days if it's reaching that higher end.
It is. And I think that might be even low for, depends on the week. Sometimes we have really good weeks, and sometimes everything just crashes at the same time. So that's a lot of lost time for sure.
I mean, and you want to be as productive as possible. And, is this affecting your client relationships because you're spending so much time on this?
Yeah, I would say it definitely is, because they don't have their data readily available. They don't. Sometimes we don't have the correct numbers just because, we have 2 separate systems. And, sometimes doing the math by hand, it just doesn't work because there are so many sales to keep track of. And, we can be off by, $2,000. And that's a big deal for a customer, because then that makes us seem like we're untrustworthy, or makes us seem like we're not being responsible. But it's just because our system is just not keeping up with all the growth that we have.
And Yeti especially, I know that y'all value yourselves on having this great relationship with the customer, and you definitely want to maintain that. And the loss of time and not being able to keep track of orders, that seems like a big deal.
Yeah, no, it's a big deal for sure.
And then I have another question for you. So with these systems, it seems a little confusing and stuff. Is there any miscommunication going on within the company, keeping track of numbers?
Oh, definitely. Like I said before, we have to do the numbers by hand and analyze all the data. And there's so many departments that need to use that data in order to be efficient, in order to do their job. And that leads to so much miscommunication because, sometimes the numbers may be off, or sometimes our data is not completely up to date as we need it to be. And, that just causes a whole lot of...
So you would say that having one system would definitely increase that efficiency?
That would be amazing. If I had one system for all my employees and all the all the different, departments could communicate in one system and could see and analyze the data in one place, that would be very, very helpful.
Could you just describe how y'all are communicating right now? Is it?
Yeah, right now it's phone calls, emails, and that's our communication. And since there's so many employees, that can be a hassle.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine y'all easily doing 50 to 100 emails a day.
Oh, yes.
Trying to keep up with all that numbers. That's very frustrating. If you don't mind, have you heard of Power Tools?
I have.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, I want to share a little success story, I guess, with them and Salesforce. So Power Tools implemented Salesforce a couple years ago, and after the first 18 months of implementation, they started saving a drastic amount of time. Excuse me. I know that you said that your time is very valuable and you're losing a lot of time during the day, and I just wanted to show you these numbers. So they were saving 7 minutes per order on inside sales, which equated to 18 hours per week, and that is for one salesperson. And then for their outside sales, they were saving up to 30 hours a week. And I know that you said that you were losing about 10 to 15, is that right?
Yes.
So that right there is saving you time and more. And because of their efficiency with increasing these orders and, moving sales around, they experienced a 30% increase in product orders. So they were able to get everything out quicker. And because of the time that they saved, getting these orders in, it led them to a 40% increase in new accounts and a 200% increase in new leads. And have y'all been expanding a lot lately?
We've been expanding a lot, especially football season. Everybody has their coolers and everything like that. And during the summer, throughout the whole year, now the sales have been really increasing a lot because there's a lot of customer demand. Especially right now, but throughout the whole year, there's a lot of growth year by year. There's more and more growth as more and more people try our products and they love it. So the customer demand is huge, and our system is just not keeping up with that anymore. It was once upon a time, but now we're at a point where it's like, okay, we need to make a change because it's our customer relationships and our interdepartment collaboration, our current system is just going downhill.
And exactly, you just outgrown what used to be the norm, and it's not a bad thing. You want to experience this growth as a company, but sometimes it comes with the ramifications, But a 200% increase in new leads. It seems like if y'all are expanding like this and moving out, and Yeti's trying to reach all facets of the country, it could maybe be good. So would you mind going over a demo? You want to see how the product works?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and move over here. Okay. So this is the home screen. You have separate tabs for whatever you need. We have a sales tab, and it keeps track of all your accounts, your leads, your quarterlies. You can change it. This graph right here, you can track your quarterly information or switch it to weekly.
Okay.
You can see all of the new and biggest orders, and that automatically refreshes every time there's an order that would bump one out of the top 5 right here, which is just very convenient. But the main thing that this program can do, I know that you said 2 systems, running around a lot, it's hard to keep up with everything. I mean, everything is on this one interface. You have sales right here.
Wow.
This is our service tab. I know that you said keeping up with the customer is so important for Yeti.
Yes.
And you want to maintain those relationships that you've established. They know you all as a reliable company. And this is a way to do it. You can look at your accounts, your contacts, your cases, your reports, and see, okay, we need to go meet with so-and-so here. He's having a problem. We have these people in this area. Maybe we should expand. It lets you really keep track of what's going on. But my favorite part about this program, and I definitely think that it could help out Yeti, is this chatter feature. It's called Salesforce Chatter. And, if you're having a problem with interdepartmental collaboration, I think that this could really help. So if you open up this tab right here, you can share a post to the server that everyone in your company will see. It'll pop up, give them a notification. Say, hey, we need to go look over in Dallas and see how sales are there. Y'all are based in Austin, correct? So I'm sure you have a lot of Texas sales.
Mm-hmm.
So you share the update. You can tag someone in. They'll get the notification. Everyone sees it. They can respond. If you want to do a survey, you can put out a question. See how your employees are responding to certain information. And then lastly, if you have a question for them, because with your new position, you're supervising a lot of people, and it might be hard to communicate with your subordinates all the time. So you throw out a question, they need to be answered, especially if you're not in the same office, and they can go ahead and respond and get back to you in a timely fashion.
Wow, so it's almost like social media, it looks like.
Basically, it's a pretty intuitive system, I'd have to say. Is there anything else on here? Do you want to play around with it? Is there anything else that you see that?
Sure. I'd like to look at the sales as well.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. So as you said before, it shows the quarterly performance, the week view. This really shows everything that I need to see at a glance, which would save me hours for sure.
I mean, yeah, if you're losing 10 to 15 hours purely just trying to keep up with the numbers, this might make your life a little easier. Like I said earlier with Power Tools, they really enjoyed the program. And the main thing is, it's just easy to do. It's just not a lot of hassle, and the interface is spread out and easy so you can see, and it's nice. It's really nice to have a program like this.
Wow, yeah, and I can see that I have the contacts and all the accounts all in one place.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you losing track of people or need to contact them fast, then it's right there in front of you, which is nice.
That is really nice. So all this looks really great. I'm guessing the price is it's high as well.
Well, let's get into that a little bit. So the price, it is $25,000 for an installation fee.
Okay.
And per employee, it will be $175 per employee per month.
Okay, so $25,000.
$25,000 for the installation, and then $175 per employee per month. So y'all have about 350 employees. So how many out of those 350 would you say would probably need the system?
I would say about 300.
Okay.
300 of them would need that.
Okay, so, if 300 people are using that and it's 175, that's with the installation fee, that would probably come out to around $655,000.
Okay.
But that would be for the first year. After that, it's only a one-time installation, so years after that would be $630,000. And then you said that you're experiencing an 8% loss.
Yes.
So, y'all are making over 450. You said 468. The 8% loss. That's around 40 million. That's a little under 40 million at 38.8.
Yeah.
So, in the grand scheme of things, it's just the amount of money that you could save for, a little over $500,000, whenever you're losing almost 40, it might be worth it.
For sure.
Because you're losing all this time and effort and productivity, and the big one right here, money. So hopefully a system like this could help you revamp a little bit and get back to where you want to be, back on track.
Yeah, that makes the $655,000 look like nothing. Really, because of all the losses we're experiencing, and I know we're gonna have so much growth in the years to come as well, because Yeti does make such amazing products that people really do love. So really, the 630 you said was per year?
630 would be the second year. Be the second year.
After the
655 would be the first
year.
One. Exactly.
That really makes it look like nothing. Also, is that a lump sum amount that we have to pay, or is it something that is on a monthly basis?
You could we could set up a payment plan and make it staggered. You would have to do the $25,000 up front, though. That is, it's kind of like a deposit.
Okay.
But the payments for the 300 employees, we could figure out a payment method as long as it's monthly.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds. I'm intrigued for sure. I'm sold, but I have to talk to other people as well. My colleagues and my boss as well to make this huge decision. But I'm definitely convinced that this would be a system that we would definitely love to have. And thank you so much for sharing that, because you really.
I hope to ease some of the pain today.
You really made it hurt, but that really helps a lot. I really like the setup. It's very simple and it's very easy to use and all in one place.
Well, Addie, it's good to hear that. If you want to talk again and go over with your colleagues, could you sign that advance contract real quick?
Sure, of course.
And we can get back to it at a later time. You have my card right there. It's got number, email in there.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at any time. Okay. And then we met at 10 a.m. today. Would you want to do same time next week? Does that work? Or
yes, I could do Tuesday.
Tuesday? Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Tuesday at 10.
Okay.
Well, thanks again. It was great seeing you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
It was great seeing you too. Thank you so much.